Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Kenji Land. My name is Livethejourney, and as I've mentioned before, Season 2 of Kenji Land is now at an end. And so today we're going to take a tour of everything we've developed this season. All the builds from all the creators. Hopefully I don't miss any. And as an added treat, we're going to check out what they look like with RTX turned on. Let's give it a go. The first stop on our tour is my own starter area here. This was where I built my original tower at the beginning of the season. And it's still one of my favorite builds. I liked it. I thought I was going to go with a steampunkish vibe for the season, and I ended up ignoring that completely in the end. But, I still really love the build itself. And of course, we've got my potion factory over here that used a glitch, sadly, that no longer exists. So it doesn't work anymore. It worked for about half the season and was able to duplicate a lot of potions before it happened, but it worked for a while. And now we're heading over to our sky base platform. This is where I had set up a lot of the automated farms we have. We have a gold farm here, we have a generic mob grinder, we have an iron farm. We even had a drowned-based, I want to say copper farm, but it actually turned out to be more of a trident farm. It kept all of us with an ample supply of tridents, even if some of the others never actually took advantage of it. But it was a very useful area to be sure. And then, just over here, we start coming to what became my final base area as the season went on. And I still think that this area is gorgeous. Even before I touched it. Some would say probably more gorgeous before I touched it, but look at this. This was the first time I'd actually built like an area of my own. I'd really constructed everything here and tried to get some original things into it. Again, we got a bunch of farms, but really it's the buildings and how they fit together that I like the most. And of course, my palace here. Let's take a look inside. It was big. It was empty. I should have done more with it. I didn't do a lot of interiors. And maybe in Kenji Land Season 3, that's something I should look at, getting into interiors. Here we have the Garden of Life, where it had every plant in the game growing, most of them growing out of the tree, and the park. The park was the area I worked on for the last several weeks of the server. And it's honestly one of my favorite areas. I did some redstone builds here that I've never done before. And I really got out of my comfort zone and started building new things. I love it. All right. So our next step, almost forgot that. I almost forgot my swan boats. Can't do that. So pretty. All right. Our next step is to take a look at this in RTX. And wow, what a difference that makes, eh? Look at the lighting and the water. I can't get over it, but I still think my tower looks great. It's a little redder than I thought it would be. I don't know if that's because of the time of day I chose to film this, or I don't know. But I still love it. I do. For an early game build, I'm quite proud of that one. And then we're off to our sky base. The sky base itself isn't really much to see, but we're flying over this beautiful ocean while we look at it. You can't help but love the scenery. Wow. And you can already start to see other areas coming into range as well. Look at this. The glass is like bizarrely reflective to my mind. Maybe it's just the specific pack I picked, but this it still looks good. Oh, and here we come to the main area. Coming in over the beautiful coral ocean. You can already see so much there. I'm going to keep being proud of myself all video long. I hope, don't worry, I won't hurt myself patting myself on the back too much, but we We go past the statue of Kenji. And through the town here. Wow. Alright. I love it. I'm biased, though. It's my build. Of course I'm going to like it. Though I am still disappointed at the lack of interior there. RTX can't cover your mistakes. Alright. I wish I'd made the garden bigger. At the time that I made that garden, I thought it was huge, but seeing it from this perspective now, this area could have been a lot larger. But my amphitheater's there. We've got the Ask Me Anything booth. And, oh, I didn't show you guys this one before we went into RTX, but this was the treehouse for the park. And it was inspired by a Ewok playset I had as a kid. Here we have our park again. The glass in there is really messed up. It does not look well. But all in all, I'm still loving the effect. I'm really quite proud of it. And I think next season, I'm going to build more with RTX in mind. Just so I can get some maybe really nice shots for things like this in the future. Something to think about anyway. The next stop on our tour is a community area, specifically what we called the boardwalk. This was, in essence, our shopping district. It's where we built stores and other things, and where we had different events and things together. Navi built us a little beach house over here, which was sort of the first effort at maybe beautifying the area. Before that, it was all sort of business. Though we also used this island for our Christmas town briefly. Alright, and here we have the portal made by Cupcake Kitty. Absolutely beautiful. And her boat dock. That was kind of a fail on my part. She wanted me to build a boat for it, and I never got around to it. Here we have the post office. Also built by Cupcake Kitty, and my lantern shop, where I sold all your lighting needs. Megalina's wool shop, and Billy's bakery. There, have a look in there. We have some wood sales from Navi, and over here we have Cupcake Kitty's dye shop, built in a little lighthouse. It was kind of cute. I liked it. Wonder what's up there. I never went up there. Alright, coming out of the dye shop again, we've got the bottle of Loddles. Sadly, they all despawned. And we have Cupcake Kitty's shop there. And my potion shop. Before the factory sold out or broke down, it kept this lovely building in full supply. I'm really proud of that build too. Looks like a witch's hat. That's pretty cool. And now for... wow. I do love the look of that. Again, you can see some of the changes that the RTX made, like the glass on my diamond shop and on the post office. But it still looks beautiful, and the water looks amazing. That's just beautiful. Nothing more I can say about that. I love it. The next area we're taking a look at is sort of a combination of Megalina and Meijo. Now, they do individually have areas, but they built so close together that it was hard to get them into separate shots. So, you know what? They're sisters. Let's handle them together. But here we go. We have Megalina's area is mostly about animals. She likes collecting them, though I don't think those llamas are meant to be in at the polar bear. And this wool farm was probably the most profitable thing on the server. I know I spent way too much there. We have a little crop farm inside a beautiful greenhouse. Her stables with all of her horses. And this was her house right here in the middle, right next to her bridge. And just across the bridge is where Meijo set up her shop. Here she has her little house with the chest monster in front of it. Now, Meijo wasn't with us for a lot of the season, but you can tell the potential she had here. Like, she had a lot going on and a lot she was planning on doing, but given her own issues and when the season ended, I got to point this out. She actually included her husband here. There he is. Don't bug Steven. And here we have the RTX view. Because they both built over the water, I think it looks really nice. Though I have to say, some of the light sources underwater look a little wonky. But look how pretty it is. Oh, and the bee hut I missed on our first pass through. I think most of the server's honey came from there, even after she went inactive for a while and we all just started stealing from her. You get some weird effects from the glass when you're in this mode. But wow. Very nice. Now, just across the bridge area here is where you'll find Cupcake Kitty's build. She and Navi worked together on this swamp. Or individually at different times, I suppose is more accurate, to make the path leading to their area a little more attractive. If you're not familiar with Cupcake Kitty, I'll put a link in the description for the video, because you really need to check out her stream. She does a lot of really cool things with her stream. Like these pawns here were redemptions from her viewers. And she's probably the most experienced member of our group. We've got a nice barn over here. I like the windows on that in particular, I really do. You can see her central tower there is basically a reclaimed outpost. Then we have another barn. I suppose the other one's actually called a stable. This one's the barn. The other one's a stable. And a farm. Look at that. And because she retook the outpost, she kind of tried to use that style for a lot of her build over here. But this building is special. This cake was in honor of a fundraiser she actually did to help out me after Kenji got sick and I had a lot of bills to deal with. And she put little monuments to all the people who had been kind enough to donate and help me out with Kenji. And now the RTX view. Oh, oh, the balloon! I love that. Okay. That looks gorgeous. Possibly a little too high up to get a real appreciation here. Let's get a little closer. Here we're back to the stable and her bridges. Wow. Her barn looks nice, really. Okay. Let's go take a look at her ponds. I'm gonna make sure we get those in.
this area. It's too bad she didn't get a few more pawns in here. I think if the season had gone on longer, she could have filled the whole area. And it all just would have been beautiful. I think... Oh, look at the water flowing over there. It kind of looks like crystal. But there you go. That's just... I love it. What else can I say? And here, just up the road from Cupcake Kitty, we have the outskirts of Navi's area. Can you tell he likes the flowers? Wow. All right, let's get a good aerial view here. We have his bridge. That was one of the first builds he made, actually. And the Christmas tree that he was given by Cupcake Kitty. Over here, we have his villager breeding area. And he put so much work into designing this. Like, it was at least a couple of weeks of planning things out in creative worlds, making different variations before he built this one. But I think it worked out well. Definitely more efficient than the villager breeding system I used, which was lock a bunch of them in the room together, throw a bunch of bread on the floor, and let the magic happen. But, yeah, he's got villagers up here farming for it and everything. Very nice. And he's got even more animals than Megalina. He's got so many animals that Cupcake Kitty couldn't come over to this area for fear of causing lag. But at least it saved him on having to buy wool. And here we have... Oh, look at that. Okay. His garden's up here. This was his house up here. Though I think he spent more time down there actually working on things than he spent up in the house. That's true for all of us, really. When you build a house in Minecraft, do you ever really actually live there? I spend more time in my storage room than anywhere else. And these beautiful houses, Navi's brand new to the game. This was his first year playing. And the stuff he came up with was just next level. I can't wait to see what he's got planned for Kenji Land 3. I really can't. I think we're in for something special. All right, let's check this out in RTX. Here we are. Wow. All right. I mean, even the area he chose was nice. I think he made the right choice. Some of us built really close together at the start of the season, and then we started bumping into each other, but the way Navi and Cupcake Kitty both kind of branched away meant that their builds kind of stand alone, and I think that's a good idea. I think we're going to see a lot more of that in Season 3. Everybody kind of separating instead of being all clustered. Look at the shadows. I'm still in love with these builds. I really am. I can't say that the RTX makes a big difference for this, but just looking over it again is worthwhile. Yeah. Our rookie member did an amazing job, that's for sure. Wow. Okay. Oh, well, the windows are a little dark. But, yeah. That's quite gorgeous. One of my favorite areas in Kenji Land 2 is our Halloween area. We all worked together on this, and I really just loved it. Which is why we're going to take an extra tour of it here, because we already did a full video on this area, and I'll make sure I include a link, of course. But since we're doing the RTX today, I figured we'd take another quick look at it. Just a quick overview, and then try doing the tour with RTX turned on, because I think we're going to see a lot of interesting lighting coming from this area. All right. Ooh, it's actually brighter than I thought. It's just the time of day, though. And I have noticed that a lot of things are very reflective when I'm using this. But here we go. We've got the cave down there. We've got the giant pumpkin. I still think he's adorable with his cupcake, the moon fountain, Navi's gazebo, and his graveyard as well. Megalina's tower there, as well as Cupcake Kitties. And I'm just going through this quickly because what I really want to see is what RTX does to the roller coaster. Let's have a look at that. This was one of my favorite things I made on the server, so... Oh, really dark. It's because I used a lot of hidden lighting, and RTX is like Java. It doesn't allow hidden lighting. So look at this. Oh, that's almost eye-rending. Oh, blue, fire's bright. I like that part. That's a nice effect. And oh my, he's a little more intimidating this way. What do we got here? The laboratory. Glow lichen is a lot bigger than or brighter than you'd expect. Okay. Here we come. Okay. So now we're going to get to have that aerial view. Oh. Megalina's tower there again. Or it's Jack Skellington's house. It's not a tower, it's Jack Skellington's house. And then this is the terrifying drop into a pit. Oof. Okay, I like this effect. This kind of reminds me of like a prison feel. Almost concrete industrial walls and track lighting. Well, all the detail's gone in this tunnel. That's fine, though. That's fine. Okay. So yeah, I'm learning a lot. There's a lot of things that, if you want to build with RTX, you have to keep in mind. You can't hide your light sources at all. And you need to make sure to use lots of them. But all in all, I've got to say, Season 2 of Kenji Land has been, well, it's been a fun ride. And hopefully I'll see you guys for Season 3.